Hey, I'd like to welcome you to another episode of the Mission Matters Entertainment Podcast, your source for all things entertainment. My name is Adam Torres. You can follow me on Instagram at AskAdamTorres. Keep up with my book releases, book tour schedule, signings, all that other good stuff. Always love to connect with you there. And as always, if you'd like to apply to become a co-author of one of my upcoming books, just head on over to the website, missionmatters.com, and click on Become an Author to apply. All right, so today I have Micah Hollingworth on the line, and he's co-founder and CEO over at BroadwAI. Micah, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
So I'm excited about what you're doing over at BroadwAI. I mean, you've worked with some huge names like the Phantom of the Opera, the longest-running musical in Broadway history, also working with Wicked. I mean, big things you're doing over there. Let's just start off with what you're doing at BroadwAI. So tell us a little bit more about the company, please.
Sure. So the simplest way we can describe it is we're taking that experience of purchasing tickets at the box office window, having that conversation, searching for what you're looking for, and then being able to buy in person. And we're just moving that experience from analog to digital, if you will, right, to the digital space, whether that's your website, Facebook, Amazon via Alexa, all these other channels and opportunities. So it takes your ability to engage your fans and have a conversation and hopefully sell them tickets, and you're able to meet them in their preferred channel, wherever they may be.
What kind of response have you gotten from this? I mean, because it sounds like, as everything gets taken to digital, which it should be over time, right? You're operating in some, the box office window. That's something historically that, especially in your area. So if you're looking at Broadway and some of these shows you're doing, I'm just interested, what kind of response have you got from the user base?
It's been pretty strong to start. What was interesting when we first went into the market was most of the Broadway producers, our initial clients, they all acknowledged that a younger crowd may be potentially more engaged or more of an opportunity in this space, if you will, because they're more technology savvy or technology native. But what's actually proven out for us is that the demographics for our show partners, is what's represented in our activity. So for Broadway shows, for many of them, the typical client base is female, anywhere between 45 and 55. And that's who we're seeing engage with the service and purchase tickets. So it really comes down to ease and convenience and the ability that you're able to serve up and allow them to purchase tickets in their preferred channel.
What has it done for the shows? Would you argue that it's been positive in terms of sales and it's helped the show like overall, or would you say it's just a little bit more convenient for them? I'm just curious.
Yeah, sure. So it's a mix of both. Certainly the sales, and then we're in early days at this moment, is not enough that it's going to dramatically impact the trajectory for any of our partners. But what we have seen is that the tickets that we are selling are at a much higher average ticket price, in some cases more than 25% higher than what they're seeing via other channels. And we're also able to provide our partners with all this data, right? Once a person initiates a conversation with us, we're able to show and provide to our clients exactly what people are asking for and what they ultimately, hopefully, are purchasing, right? Whereas if you're dropping a user right now on a website for telecharge.com or Ticketmaster, for example, where they're looking at a seating chart, you're not quite sure, you don't have absolute certainty over what that consideration process is for the consumer. Did they come to the website with the intent to purchase orchestra seats, but then saw $99 seats up in the mezzanine, decided to purchase those? Or the reverse, did they come at a lower price point, but now they've upsold themselves because they've seen what's available on the floor closer to the stage? There's so many considerations that go into the final determination of purchasing tickets that we're, at least for our partners, able to provide them with real specificity over what's being looked at and what's being purchased, and in a very nimble format, allowing them to be able to change that on the flow so that they're very responsive to what the incoming traffic is telling them they're looking for.
Let's talk a little bit more about the actual platform, because you did state some nuances just now of the difference between what you're doing and like a Ticketmaster where you just go and buy it off a seating chart. So let's talk a little about some of the differences.
Sure. So we're primarily, a chat format, meaning that the show can have the chat format on their website. They can place it within Facebook Messenger. They can use it Apple Business Chat. You can activate the QR code. So once the fan engages in a conversation, they're literally chatting back and forth with us. So they're texting in back and forth what they're looking for. They're having questions about what time is curtain, what time does the show get down, are there any pre-show dining options, where can I park, is this show family appropriate, asking about performers that are on. And we're able to gather all that information and then turn it around to our partners to say, here's what fans are most interested in. Here's what they have the most questions about, so that they can start to strategize over how they want to communicate to their fans, how they want to sell to them.
Wow, that's amazing. So if you're taking me through a journey of what a client would look like let's say I'm going on one of the websites for one of the shows I want to see, then I see, and then there's like a chat box. You click on that, and you're thinking about tickets. You can ask questions. You can do other things like that, and based off of that gets you to make the final purchase. Does that sound accurate, or am I off?
Yeah, that's right. So essentially with all of our partners, we build a knowledge base first and foremost, where we're getting all of their information and plugging it into our AI and natural language processing brain, if you will, the corpus. Then we plug in the commerce piece, which in this case is ticket sales, right? So that you're able to, once they demonstrate the intent that they're there or they have questions about tickets, that you could immediately sell to them. And I think most significantly of the entire process, you're able to complete the purchase of those tickets right there within the chat format itself. You don't have to link out or go to another website or restart anything. You stay there on the show's website, enter your information, and you're done. You've purchased your ticket.
It's almost like a concierge.
A digital concierge was one of the early terms for the service, for sure. Yes. Yep.
Yeah, it's totally like a concierge. It's like you're talking to the hotel concierge or something. You're like, okay, and is this performer, or is this, or is that? Where can I park? Okay, yeah, I'll take the ticket. And then the benefit though is that you're not going to another website or like a hotel concierge. You don't have to say, okay, great, and then they buy it and then you go pick it up. It's just you do it right there and you're done. It's better than a concierge.
So that's the goal, right? And that's what we're seeing from early behavior, and certainly. As with all things technology, the aim is to make it easier for fans to find the information they want and then purchase tickets if that's their intent.
And so what markets are you in right now? Like if there's people listening right now and they're interested in seeing some shows and they're like, oh, this sounds amazing. What markets are you in now?
So we have 9 Broadway show clients now. We have a couple of live event spaces as well. And then with our sister company, Satisfy Labs, we have partnerships with Major League Baseball, Minor League Baseball, the NBA, NHL, and Major League Soccer. So the professional and live event / music space, especially in a larger venue setting where there's even more questions when I'm walking into a 20,000 seat amphitheater than there is for a 1,500 seat theater, there's an even larger opportunity there to provide that information and service to fans while hopefully helping them purchase tickets or purchase concessions or merchandise or whatever they're looking to add on to their experience.
Man, that is so exciting. So if somebody's listening to this and they want more info on Broadway or any of your projects, what's the best way for them to reach out?
Best way to reach is just email Micah at Broadway. So BROADW.AI is the easiest, but you'll find us online that way. I also Twitter and LinkedIn as well.
Fantastic. Well, hey, Micah, really appreciate you coming on the show today and sharing more about how you're changing the fan experience in entertainment. It's really cool stuff. I love it, and I love the thought process of just making things easier and having that concierge. Next time I go to a show, I'm going to check it out and see if I can purchase some tickets through Broadway because it's just awesome. And to the audience, as always, thank you for tuning in. Hope you got a lot of value out of this. Hope you had a lot of fun listening. If you did, don't forget to subscribe to the podcast. Leave me a review on the Apple iTunes store. Do all those great things we do to support our podcasters. I really do appreciate it. And Micah, thanks again for coming on the show.